morning Year 6, welcome to Wednesday's maths video. Today we are going to continue learning to interpret pie charts involving percentages. As always, we're going to start with Fluent in 5. Please pause the video and have a go. So hopefully you pause the video. Let's look at the answers. Now, I think out of all of them, this one may have been the one that was the trickiest, but let's have a look. So number 1 is 714. Number 2 is 87 and 1/9, or 87 remainder 1. Number 3 is 4 2/4, or 4 1/2. Now, number 4, you didn't know what your overall amount was, but you knew what 1/3 of your overall amount was. So that means you had one part out of 3. If one part out of 3 is 21, then to find your 3 parts, to find your whole number, you times it by 3, because you have 3 parts. So your whole number was 63. Lastly, 9 squared is 81. Well done if you got this right. So today's challenge, I'm going to go through an example with you again, and then there'll be one for you to do independently. So it says, I counted the number of different coloured cars that drove past my grandma's house. How many cars drove past my grandma's house altogether? Now you've got a difference of information here. You've got some percentages and some numbers. You know that the overall pie chart represents 100%. Now, how do you think you would work this out? So I think step 1, work out your missing percentage. You know that the red segment is 60 cars, but what percent is 60? Because that might help you to piece it together. So how would you work that out? How would you work out what percentage 60 was? Have a think. So first thing to do is to work out the percentage that were red, your number, your 60 cars. Now, if you notice, there's actually some number bonds there, some really nice numbers that fit together. So I'm going to add up all of my percentages to work out my missing percentage, because I know overall there is 100%, and I've been given most of my percentages. So I'm going to add 28% and 12%, because a nice little number bond there to give me 40. And I'm going to add 33% and 7%, again, a nice number bond to give me 40. If I add those together, I know that I've been given 80% in total, except the cars, the red cars. So I know that I've got 80%, which means the red cars must be 20%, because 80 and 20 make 100, and it's 100% overall. So I now know that red cars is 60, and that is 20% of all of the cars. How would I then use that information to calculate how many cars were seen? So if you know 20%, that's actually given you all the clues you need. So 20%, or 5 lots of 20% will give you 100, because 20 add 20 add 20 add 20 add 20 is 100. So I know that if 20% is 60, if I've got 5 lots of 60, I've got 300 altogether. The other way of working it out is if I know that 20% is 60, then I know 10% is 30, because I can just half my 20%. If I know that 10% is 30, then I know 100%. Times it by 10, 300. So there's 2 different methods you could have used there, but 20% times 5 gives us 100%, so 60 times 5 gives us 300. So, your challenge. Again, the girl has counted the number of different cars that drove past her grandma's house. How many cars drove past altogether? So look at the information you've got and see if you can calculate how many cars there were in total. Your extension, if you do that quite quickly, is to work out how many of each colour car she saw. Pause the video, have a go, and I'll give you the answers in a moment. So hopefully you paused the video. So step 1 was to add up all your percentages to find out what percentages you've been given. And again, 13 and 7, or 13 and 27, you've got loads of number bonds here, and you would have added those up to know that you've got 80% in total. That means that your 40 cars represents 20%. Now you know that 20% is 40. 40 times 5, because there are 5 lots of 20% in 100, gives us 200 cars in total. 200 cars is 100%. Well done if you got that right. You could have then used your bubble method to find 10%, 1%, 50%, 5% and 25%, and piece those together to find that you had 26 blue cars, 14 silver cars, 66 black cars and 54 green cars. Really well done if you got that right. I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.